Hey everyone, What's Bitten here. So this is a battle report for a game I played between my Empire army and a High Elf army. Really the only significant thing about this game is that both of us are preparing for the Nova, N-O-V-A, is in Northern Virginia, tournament coming up here in a month or so. And in that tournament, you get points for win, lose, draw, and stuff like that, but it seems like a lot of the points are awarded for objectives, and they're listed in the lower left-hand corner. And so all games in the tournament is basically the same scenario. It's pitch battle, but you're always trying to do all 5 of those objectives. So there's a building in the middle of the table that you can't enter, but if you have like a core troop, a core unit within 6 inches of it at the end of the game, you get some bonus points, stuff like that. So it's kind of like a lot of the scenarios rolled up into one, and you play the same one over and over again. So we went into this game saying, look, we're both preparing for the tournament. Because it's a friendly game. If you ever want to take something back, or if you want to do something outside the rules, we were both saying, yeah, you're welcome to do it, but we're not going to let ourselves do it because we're trying to play cleanly in preparation for the tournament. So he has 2 eagles on the far left, as well as a unit of bowmen. Then he's got a bolt thrower. What looks like silver helms are actually Illyrian Reavers, fast cav. He's got kind of an MSU, well, certainly an MSU army here. He's got a unit of White Lions, a unit of Phoenix Guard, a bunker of Spear Elves with some archers in front of them. And let's see, the Spear Elves are standard to discipline, so they're rocking leadership 10. He's got his mage in there, as well as his battle standard bearer. Then he's got another unit of Phoenix Guard, this with a Razor Standard, another unit of White Lions, 2 more bolt throwers, and some more bowmen. So, I mean, kind of reminiscent of a 7th edition list. I was looking at it, my first thought is, I don't know how to handle all those individual units, because of my heavy hitters, 2 of them are cavalry units, and I don't see cavalry holding up well to White Lions or to Phoenix Guard with the Razor Standard. So, a little bit nervous going into it. Here in the corner, I've got my Master Engineer all the way back, so I don't want him being shot at, and I figure I can move him up on my turn to use him. I've got a cannon, Hellblaster, Demigryphs, awkward formation, but I was squeezing everybody in, and by the time I got to them, I realized I didn't have a good place to put them. So 2x2 works. Same with my Archlector. He's supposed to be in with the Knights, but I didn't have room in there for him, so I just have him here behind my lines, and I figure I'll move him up on turn 1 and join the unit. Inner Circle Knights, Celestial Hurricane behind them. Got my BSB in with them. They have the Steel Standard as I was going to say, of course. That's what I've been doing. Big unit of Halberdiers. I took a Witch Hunter because I had an extra 100 points than I was used to having, and so I put the Speculum on him and just tweaked the points otherwise, just to see how I liked him in there. Got my Wizard Lord in one of the 2 Archer attachments here at the very bottom. Got my Steam Tank, and on the far left, Fast Cav and a cannon. So I win the turn to go first, which is actually pretty huge. I mean, because he's got 3 bolt throwers, he could do some damage, and I've got and he has eagles that can fly up and start threatening me, so I really, really like to go in first. So I move up like that. There we go. Here on the far left. And nothing of significance happens, so we go to High Elf turn 1. Yeah, there's kind of this danger zone here on the right-hand side of the table. So he moves up a little bit, not as aggressively as he could. I mean, he doesn't want me to be able to choose my charges. And he knows that whoever comes around that building, I'm going to be able to charge with a steam tank. And I actually like that. I like being able to do that with the steam tank, because I know that in any of these scenarios, that building's going to be some kind of central point. And, I can put him in there, and I can still have plenty of room to charge my cavalry on the outside of it. So here's the left. And let's see, he shoots at the archer detachment in front of my lines. There's only 1 left. He panics and causes a panic test, and all was just fine. If you notice, I've taken 2 wounds on my steam tank, possibly 4, but I think only 2. And he shoots at my a Hellblaster, knowing he needs 6s to wounds, but you know what? If you shoot enough at him, you get some 6s, and he does 1 wound out of 3. And let's see, here on the far left, he shoots, I think the Reavers, but certainly the Bowmen and my Fast Cav, and doesn't do a single wound. I think he did some wounds, and I had a 5-up armor save and saved it. So Empire turn 2. Really doing the same thing as before. I'm moving my steam tank up. I like the ability to have him go up there and almost be able to choose who to him in on my next turn. Probably that unit of White Lions on the left isn't going to see any action anytime soon against anything but the steam tank. But at the same time, I don't want to get charged up there. So I think I've kind of got him outranged. You notice one of his bolt throwers is gone. So I'm happy enough just to be a little patient and make him come forward and get another turn of shooting at his guys. There's that. I know that when that lone detacher guy, he kept on fleeing, he fled through my wizard's unit, and I failed my panic test, and luckily the BSB was nearby and I passed it the second time. A little bit scared. Took the Witch Hunter out of the Halberdier unit because I didn't really want him in combat ever anyway, and anyway, so I just took him out. I really didn't see. I'm just kind of hiding him there. Here on the far left, I thought I'd have better odds of charging into the eagle than just shooting at him, because if I beat him in combat, I was thinking the other eagle would have to take a panic test, but my opponent was wise to that, and he made sure he was just over 6 inches away. Anyway, hopefully get one eagle taken care of. Hellblaster opens up on the White Lions and cuts them in half, and the cannon opens up on the bolt thrower in the hill and takes that out. So I really think that's the problem with MSU. I love an MSU build, but the problem with it is all you have to do is do maybe 5 or so wounds to a unit, and they're just not nearly as threatening as they used to be. So this White Lion unit still can cause problems, but for the most part I'm not worried about them anymore. Over here, I only lose one. I think they're Pistoliers, not Outriders. In this list, they're Pistoliers. I only lost one. I killed his eagle. Hoping the eagle charges him next turn, but I don't think he will. I think he's going to fly over their head and charge my cannon, and I'm hoping he fails that. So during the magic phase, it's kind of funny. I'm casting spells, and even little ones that I don't really need, like Flesh to Stone on the steam tank, helps a little bit because he has White Lions nearby, but for the most part I'm just casting spells so I can heal him up. So I got him from 6 wounds back up to 8 wounds. Put Shield of Thorns on there because I think if he does get tied up with the White Lions, I'm going to need something like that to whittle through them. Got a High Elf, turn 2. He positions his depleted unit of White Lions behind an obstacle. I can charge him, but basically I'm -1 to hit first turn. Otherwise, he's still kind of too far away to charge anything. I almost have my pick of where to charge, but the problem is he's going to be steadfast no matter what I do with those knights, and then he'll be able to countercharge. So he's got that hammer anvil thing set up, and I'm not really too keen on on doing it. Yeah, there's another look. And there's that. And then we go to the magic phase. He casts Purple Sun at my steam tank. The first time I had to scroll it. The second time it goes off. I can't stop it. And he scores a direct hit. But he gets irresistible force. So his wizard gets sucked into the void, takes a whole unit of spear elves with him, as well as half the unit of archers. And at that point, normally I said, I don't know. I mean, if I were him, I'd want to finish it out because let's see what you can do. But I'm like, wow, that's just absolutely huge. But he certainly wanted to finish it out because if you're at the tournament, you've got to deal with stuff like that. Look at that banner, by the way. Nice work on that. So anyway, he casts Purple Sun on my steam tank's direct hit, and we played it that I can still take the initiative test. I'm initiative 3 with the engineer, and I passed it. There's something in the back of my mind saying that steam tanks auto-fail initiative tests, but I'm wondering if that was the last book because I don't see it in the current book. So if I played that wrong, please tell me. Otherwise, he flies his eagle over my head and charges my cannon. His archers shoot and kill the rest of my fast cav. Eagle easily beats the cannon in combat and reforms. And we go to Empire turn 3. So the big news is that the steam tank goes into the White Lions, and the demigryphs go into the depleted unit of White Lions on the right. So White Lions are scary, but the one on the right I'm not really worried about because I have so many attacks. My only concern is that he's going to be stubborn. Doesn't even need to be steadfast. So I'm almost certainly not going to break him, and then his Phoenix Guard are going to be able to countercharge. So I'm thinking about that while I go in. There on the left, I'm not sure why. My initial plan was to take the steam tank into the Phoenix Guard. That way not only do I hold them up, but then I also keep the White Lions from being able to do anything except charge a steam tank on their turn. I just didn't want to give the White Lions that many attacks on my steam tank. So when I charge in, not only can I do a lot of wounds to them, but I decrease the number of attacks by just a little bit. So anyway, looks like that. Yeah, we removed the obstacle, but we are playing this that I'm -1 to hit. There's that. Magic phase says all healed on the steam tank, so Lore of Life is such a frustrating lore, because I can cast Regrowth on the steam tank, or I can cast other buffs around the table and heal it one at a time. I think by this point I healed the wound on my Hellblaster volley gun. I put my wizard within 12 inches of the steam tank and that, so I think I cast Regrowth on the steam tank and healed the wound on the Hellblaster, and put the toughness buff on my Demigryphs. So Demigryphs go to town. Oh my gosh. Took very few wounds. Matter of fact, I think they took no wounds in return, especially thanks to that Flesh to Stone. I think I'm toughness 8. So when I was done, I just reformed. So by the time we were done, he only had 2 guys left, so I only had 2 guys in combat. So I kept 2 in combat, and I faced the Phoenix Guard. So at least if he comes in there, I have a much better chance of doing a lot of wounds, because I can only get 2 against the White Lions. They're going to die pretty easily. Over here, impact hits do a ton, and my engineer, I think, killed a dude. I was so proud of him. He only does 2 wounds to my steam tank, and if it weren't for Lore of Life, that steam tank would be down, I think, to probably 4 wounds left. So Lore of Life is definitely helping there. And High Elf turn 3, so he does charge the Phoenix Guard into my Demigryphs. The other Phoenix Guard unit does not want to go into the flank of my steam tank, and I agree with that decision, because he's not going to be able to kill it, and my Inner Circle Knights would charge into their flank had he done so. So I think we're both. I don't know what my opponent's feeling, but I'm certainly nervous about the Demigryph combat. Demigryphs are tough as nails. This unit has the Razor Standard, so I'm going to be on a 3-up armor save. But if he charges in, I'm toughness 8, so 6 to wound, then a 3-up armor save. He's not going to get many wounds on me. He'll have a charge and probably 3 ranks, maybe only 2, once I get some wounds on him. So kind of nervous and curious how that's going to turn out. There's looking at the middle, and here his BSB leaves the Spear Elves and joins the Archers. The Spear Elves turn just to walk away. He's going to save all those points. Actually, in this tournament, I think I get half points for that unit. They're playing kind of the way he did in 7th edition. If you're fleeing at the end of the game, that counts as dead, and if you're under half or under a quarter, I think you yield half points for him. So anyway, there's that. Here on the left, his fast cav are still just sitting on the other side of that building, because I think they're core. He's getting the bonus objectives for that building, and if they're not core, then my guess is the objective doesn't require them to be core. But anyway, that's what he's doing. His Eagle has 2 wounds on it. He's just hiding behind the buildings where my cannon can't see it. And over here, yeah, so easily killed the rest of the White Lions. He did no wounds to me. Again, I'm toughness 8 with a 3-up armor save after his modifications. I didn't do too many wounds to him. I don't remember who won or lost, but at the end of the day, we all stuck, and I reformed just a little bit. I was going to reform 4 wide to get more attacks, but I want my Inner Circle Knights to be able to charge in, and I was afraid that if I was 4 wide with the Demigryphs, that I wouldn't be able to fit. So there's that. And over here, yeah, he just reforms a little bit. I don't think he did any wounds to me that time. So Empire turn 4. Instead of charging the flank of the Phoenix Guard that are in with my Demigryphs, I go ahead and charge the other unit of the Phoenix Guard. And because I just didn't want to take the chance that the Phoenix Guard would have been steadfast, and I think they likely would have been. So if he were steadfast, then his other Phoenix Guard would charge in, and then I'd be in trouble. So I'm just going to charge like this. I think my Demigryphs should be able to hang in there for a long time with Phoenix Guard, and if I'm worried about it, I can always reform my my Halberdiers and charge in to where I can charge in. Actually, kind of what I'm thinking is those Inner Circle Knights I think are going to win and blow on by and open up the path for those Halberdiers to charge on my next turn. That's what I was hoping for anyway. Overall, it looks like that. If you look at my Master Engineer in the lower right-hand corner, I kept on forgetting to move him up so he could help either the Hellblaster or the cannon. And every time I wanted to use him on the Hellblaster, I wasn't in a position to. So just one of those things, playing sloppy with the Engineer. So it looks like that. And after combat, it looks like that. Yeah, Phoenix Guard are just hard to kill. These guys without the Razor Standard, I still have a 2-up armor save. He still gets sneaks a couple wounds through. The cannon's grinding away those those white lions. Really what I need there is to get Shield of Thorns up just to wipe those white lions out, because he's just stubborn rerollable. It's hard to move him. But over here, Demigryphs win combat. Phoenix Guard are steadfast on a 9 rerollable because the battle standard's right there. Battle standard's right there. He fails it, and I run him down. Just between losing the wizard and then losing the Phoenix Guard that quickly over here and freeing my Demigryphs up, my opponent is just having some rotten luck. High Elf turn 4 looks like that. Really not a whole lot he can do. He's moving his BSB away from the danger zone. Over there on the left, he's just playing around. I don't know why the X picture's there. I think I lose my Hellblaster. I think somehow he was shooting stuff at it. I don't know if his archers. I think he's just hoping for 6s, and he only needs a few. So he got the Hellblaster off the table. These archers over here sneak around and start pot shotting my Witch Hunter, and I I actually take a wound on him, and he only has 2. I'm thinking, wow, now I've got to put him back with a Halberdier. It never occurred to me that his archers could become a threat so quickly. Anyway, after combat, it looks like that. I'm still. He snuck a couple more wounds through on my knights. I killed a few Phoenix Guard. We're all sticking around. Empire turn 5. Reform the Halberdiers because I don't need him up there anymore. I really just kind of want to move around that building and threaten his fast cav, because I need the fast cav away from that building so I can get the objective points. Demigryphs charge his archers, and he flees, does not run far. I catch him, take a test to reform. If you notice, he only has 1 Spear Elf left. No, he's not running away, but I was shooting him with everything I could, like with the cannons and stuff, just trying to kill those guys. I had got lined up a flank shot and hit all of them, and then rolled 1 to wound. So that's why he has 1 guy left. And of course now he's just hiding. In Magic, I did get Shield of Thorns up, and between that and grinding, polished off the rest of those white lions. So that was nice. High Elf turn 5, but not a whole lot of movement. His BSB is now with that other unit of archers. Here's this side of the board. His fast cav shot over so he can get my deployment zone, so he can grab a couple objectives for that. And that doesn't really hurt me, so I mean that's fine. And again, we're playing this as if it's a tournament. And yeah, the Phoenix Guard finally give way. There's no reroll now. I'm winning combat. He probably wasn't steadfast at that point. He just couldn't push wounds through. And I had some buff on that cav unit. I don't know what. So anyway, it looks like that. Go to Empire turn 6. The Knights just continue on and charge the Bolt Thrower. The Demigryphs had nothing to charge. The cannon and my steam tank are targeting his BSB's unit. I would have targeted his lone Spear Elf, but my Demis were blocking my view of him, and I mean, I could see him, but I just wasn't thinking about him. And I didn't bother moving the Demigryphs or the Halberdiers because there was nothing that they were going to accomplish. But that, I should get, not only does it give me the points for the Bolt Thrower, but it gives me objective points because I'm in his deployment zone. And yeah, I shoot a couple cannonballs, and in the end of it, I was really just hoping to force a panic test, which was unlikely, and targeting his BSB, hoping I can he'd fail a lookout, sir, but none of it happened. He shoots on his turn and actually kills the cannon. He used the Potion of Strength with the Reaver Bow on his Battle Standard Bearer, so there's that. And end of the game looks like that. So to me, it felt like a massacre, but when we added it up, you can get basically like a 13-7 or a 16-4, and this was a 13-7 barely. It was almost a 10-10. I mean, you just really have to massacre your opponent to get the battle points that way. So I got 13-7 for that, but then we had 8 possible objectives, and I got all 8 of them. I killed his general, I killed his most expensive unit, I'm in his deployment zone, I'm next to the building, and I broke his fortitude first. So I think had this been a tournament, it would have been a very strong victory. But what I need to keep in mind is focusing on those objectives and not so much on just trying to kill him, because like I said, it's tough to get him that way. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.